back to Entertainment Tonight. I'm John Tesh.
I'm Lisa Gibbons. We begin this weekend's international segment on location in Thailand. Oliver Stone's Vietnam movies Platoon and Born on the 4th of July tell the war story from the military side. Well, now Stone has returned to Southeast Asia to make a film about the war from the viewpoint of a Vietnamese woman. For his latest film, Stone traveled halfway around the world to Southeast Asia, where the villages and streets of Thailand doubled for Vietnam. He was here to film the story of Laylee Hayslip, a Vietnamese woman who endured tremendous hardship during the occupation of her native land.
Beautiful to drinking water. It's from the well or from the rain.
Now a U.S. citizen, Laylee wrote a book about her experiences as a simple villager caught in international politics and war. And she sees Stone's filming of her life as a rare chance to tell the Vietnam War story from the Vietnamese point of view.
I work very best to help Oliver Stone to get this story the best that we could. And my life story, just one of a million of the Vietnamese.
Mark, and set, and action!
Playing Laylee is newcomer Hep T. Lee. Hep was a boat person who left Vietnam when she was 9. She is now a physiology student at the University of California, Davis, and is not impressed with her starring role.
I don't quite know how big Oliver is. I'm not a movie person. He's very patient with me. He knows I'm an amateur. And when I don't get something, even when he gives me advice, he would say, "You understand so far?"
Hep is not the only amateur. To add reality to the film, Stone cast many non-actors in speaking roles.
We have about 25 Vietnamese that are appearing for the first time in front of a camera, and sometimes it's difficult because they're nervous and they're not quite themselves, they're not relaxed, but if it can work, it really works well because you have a freshness and point of view.
Playing alongside non-professionals, Oscar winner Dr. Hang Nor, who plays Laylee's father, and Joan Chen, who plays her mother. Stone made some of the cast, Chen included, do research by learning the ways of village life.
It was absolutely necessary. It was wonderful, very helpful. It was hard. It was hard. I mean, there were leeches and snakes in the field.
Stone hopes the research and the casting will pay off, but this 3-time Oscar winner is not thinking in terms of Academy Awards.
To do justice to Laylee Hayslip's life, and to make people feel about the other side, the victims, the Vietnamese victims of the war. That would be a reward in itself.
Oliver Stone's latest film, Heaven and Earth, has the filmmaker going back to Vietnam once again. 2 of his previous films, Born on the 4th of July and Platoon, examined the Vietnam War through the eyes of American soldiers. But Heaven and Earth, based on a true story, tells the long history of the war through the eyes of a young Vietnamese girl. Mark Shear reports.
Heaven and Earth, which was shot predominantly in Vietnam, tells the dramatic true story of a young woman born in a farming village in French-controlled Indochina in 1949.
The story comes from Laylee Hayslip's autobiographies. Story of her 30 years in Vietnam, all the wars, the French War, the American War, her parents, her religion, her trip to America, her marriages to 3 different husbands.
For Stone, a Vietnam War veteran who admittedly is still searching for answers to America's involvement in the Vietnam War, the story is a compelling testament to the strength of the human spirit.
She went through all the phases of the war. She was on the Viet Cong side, and she was on the American side. She was a hustler. She became a prostitute for a while, and then she found a husband, and she moved to America. She had 3 children from 3 different husbands. She went through the entire chaos, the wheel of life. And at the end of the movie, she comes back to Vietnam in the 1980s to see her family again and try to find some peace.
The cast for Heaven and Earth features Joan Chen of Twin Peaks fame and newcomer Hep T. Lee, who plays the young Lee Lai.
It was a wonderful experience. I mean, I would not trade it for anything, you know. School can wait, but when another chance like this come along.
Joan Chen portrays Lee Lai's mother.
I really loved the story. I thought it was, I still do. I think it's a very important story and a very beautiful story. A story that was never told that should have been told.
And what did the real Lee Lai think about having Oliver Stone tell her story?
He'd been to Vietnam before, and he understands about the life of the villagers. But with me here, give him everything that he needs, and he wanted to make it a movie. It's correct. It's possible.
Stone says the story is one of triumph over seemingly insurmountable odds.